Hi everyone, Happy New Year! Welcome to Fix the World with me, Katie Tracy, and our Gorge Sam Avery. You right, Sam?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, all the best, all the best.
It's Finn with the water.
It's Finn with the water. Happy New Year, Finn.
Happy New Year, Finn.
Thank you very much.
Can I just say, Finn, our pop star, who has been in the charts with Have a Word.
Oh yeah, Have a Word with the
I actually know
Christmas.
someone who is a big deal and made up.
It's great. Yeah, look at him. Look at him there, mincing out. Brilliant. So we're starting the new year off with a bottle of water each.
Sponsored by Highland
Cheers.
Springs. Cheers.
I don't know about you, but I need to get my health in order after consuming like food and drink like a Roman emperor for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Been amazing.
I'm gonna end up with gout or something.
I think I've got some kind of like, I don't know, diabetic problem on the horizon. I just feel. But the thing is, I don't really want to change my ways. I just want to keep eating and drinking because it's so much fun.
Why, in God's name, hasn't someone just invented some kind of supplement that you take to keep everything tickety-boo whilst you overindulge?
I think they have. It's called crystal meth. And we're going to be delving into that.
In a live episode, we're going to Instagram live, the crystal meth, how to fix crystal meth.
We'll be throwing out little raps into the audience. That's going to be great. But I've just been like drinking every day, eating every day. There's a gingerbread house in our house in the kitchen that my wife and the kids made. And I don't think I've walked past it without eating some of it for about 10 days now.
Is the roof gone?
The roof's gone. Oh, the whole thing. Yeah, it looks like
it's into the gable end.
It's yeah, the stanchions have gone. The master bedroom is the only thing remaining.
And the septic tank.
Even that's nice because it's filled with icing. That's a tasty one. But I've just been. So today's my first day of like being back on the wagon, and I'm just so hungry.
Are you doing dry January?
I'm a bollocks now. I tried that last year. And then they closed the schools again, and I thought, fuck this. Do you remember at the start of January 2021, they went, oh yeah, the schools won't close. And then they went, oh, by the way, the schools are closed. And I was like, yeah, and that's dry January.
Yeah,
gone.
I think I got 2 weeks into dry January last year, and I was just like, why am I even doing this? Who's it helping?
I forgot how to drink.
Not being sponsored to do it.
No,
you can't drink
water. I forgot how to drink water because it's not
something I've drunk
for 2 weeks.
You could have poured it from a height and not dropped a drop.
Yeah. But the dry January is so boring, I find.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I really just refuse to. It's just bullshit.
I think it's good to give up stuff that you don't already do anyway, because then it's easy, isn't it? Like my mate for Lent, he gave up carling for Lent. And I said, do you drink carling? And he went, no.
Yeah, so, my mate's son gave up orange juice for Lent.
Oh, right.
And he drinks Ribena. So I was like, you're not really giving anything up.
Not giving up Ribena for no one. Jesus or otherwise. So, did you have a nice Christmas and New Year?
It was all right, yeah.
You're not a big fan of Christmas, are you?
No, I'm not.
No.
I put it out there. I really don't like Christmas.
Have you ever thought about becoming Jewish?
No, because it would attach another religion to... and the amount of religious like celebrations they have.
Oh, they have a lot.
Being even bigger, Paulie. No, thank you.
They do have a lot, yeah.
Easter and Christmas is bad enough, and I don't really even observe Easter now that I don't get Easter clothes off my mum.
Easter clothes?
Used to get Easter clothes when we were kids.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that entail? Like bunny outfits?
No. Like a little outfit, like 1 year I got a Walker tracksuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you remember Walkers and Rossinis?
I remember the crisps, but I don't remember the tracksuits.
So people of my age or you're older will probably remember Walker. They were like Sergio Tacchini styles. So they were navy blue with a white stripe around the middle and a red collar. They were like really horrible. Like horrible. Like if you watch anything about schools from the 80s, generally the head of peas walking around in something similar.
I can get a good image in my head then, yeah.
But when you were little, it'd just be like a little dress with buckskin shoes, and you know, it's
was that
proper.
To go to church?
No, we didn't go to church. The only time I went to church as a kid was one of my friends, Paul Conway, was a choir boy in St. Joseph's in Kirby, so he used to sneak us in when they had choir practice. Don't know why, we were a little bit fascinated by Catholicism, and so then we'd go into my house and we'd play mass, and he used to cut
you'd play mass?
He used to cut circles in a loaf in like a slice of bread. I'd roll it out with a rolling pin and cut circles in it, and we'd give each other communion.
Oh my God. Well, it's
because we were like, it was proper like Thornbird scenario. We were like really fascinated by like the Catholic Church because I'm not from a religious background at all.
Well, it is a fascinating thing, and it is a good job that you didn't sneak into a synagogue because you might have been trying to circumcise each other or something afterwards. Let's play circumcisions or whatever it is that the ceremony they do that.
Let's become nonsense.
I don't want to be a nonce. Well, you're not playing then.
No, we used to go. I was in the Brownies for circa 4 weeks, and we went on Mother's Day because you got free daffodils.
Oh, that's handy.
So we used to go and get the free daffodils and give them to our mums as presents.
Just join every year.
Yeah. When really
freebie.
you could just go and pick some off the central reservation if you were that much of a cheapskate.
Find a lamppost.
That way you wouldn't have to get involved in the hymns.
Brownies and Cubs. I went to Cubs for a bit. Just to play in the football team, and that was all weird about, it was all about gods and Jesus, and I was only there to play left back. And
it's a cult. It's a religious cult.
It is.
It was just for parents to get the kids out the house for an hour.
Yeah, it is totally. What's the difference between a cult and a religion? The numbers. That's all.
Popularity.
Because like you say, like even Catholicism, it's just dead odd, isn't it? Eat this.
Eat this.
Drink
Don't
this.
Don't eat this on this day.
Yeah, that's weird.
All religion should be banned.
Yeah, it's all nonsense, isn't it? But I do like Christmas. Having said that, so without
yeah, but you got little kids, and it's fun when your kids are little.
Yeah, they loved it. Although they do need some time apart. We all need some time apart. It's great to be here with you today. It always is, but especially just to get away from my family, who I love dearly, for just a couple of hours, because I think we all just need a little bit of time.
Oh, definitely.
What's that song? We need some time to breathe. That's what we need.
I want to hear the full version of that. And I
don't even know what song it is.
Everyone else does.
I just know that's the bit that I know, because
no, you do. You, after a certain amount of time in the house with your loved ones, or loved one, in my case, I'm ready
or liked
to
ones.
Just throw myself out of the top floor window. I said that like I lived in a really tall house.
Yeah.
Throw myself off the east wing roof.
Land on my staff.
Yeah. But I must admit, the one thing I do love about Christmas is the food.
Oh, the food
and the drink.
Fantastic. What have you been drinking?
I've had loads of Prosecco, which I shouldn't because it gives me bad heartburn. Everything gives me bad heartburn now. When I was young, if I had too much to drink the next day, I'd be like, oh God, I feel look a bit tired. Now I'm thinking along the lines of, God, I wonder how much fatty tissue I've got in my liver. I wonder if I'm starting to develop symptoms of diabetes too. Like, that never used to happen. I never used to give a shit about stuff like that.
It does play in your mind though.
Now every crisp, every cracker is a potential death sentence.
This could be my last ever Pringle.
It could be the last cheese of my life.
So let's make it a big one. Big chunk. Yeah, I've been shoveling cheese into me gob. I've been eating, biscuits, that gingerbread house, brownies, ice cream. We got this ham. This ham was fantastic. Eating ham in the morning before you've got dressed, straight from the fridge, I think it's one of the most underrated pleasures in life.
Yeah, I am. I make the best, as you've said before, the best part of Christmas foods is the leftovers. So I make gammon and Coca-Cola like Nigella,
that's
and
good.
that was fit. But then the day after Christmas, I had loads and loads of leftovers. So I just chopped it all up and put it in the roasting tin and put it in the oven. And then put loads of gravy all over it and made loads and loads of bubble and squeak. And then I put some in containers and I've still got them in the freezer.
Oh, down boy. That sounds amazing. That sounds like pornographic.
But my fella doesn't know that there's some in the freezer. He never checks the freezer. So I'll wait until he's out of the house and I'm going to just eat it all.
Secret stash.
Yeah.
That's the way, innit?
What have you been drinking mostly?
Bit of everything, really. Lager, wine, Prosecco. We got a lovely bottle of whiskey for Christmas. Love that. Couldn't tell you what it's called. I'm not cultured, but I know it's nice. And it's nicer than, Bells or whatever.
Oh, you know what I got? Hotel Chocolat. And we've had, it sounds stupid when a Scouser says Hotel Chocolat, because it's just, you got to say it in the French vernacular. Hotel Chocolat. Hotel Chocolat. Well, I got Hotel Chocolat Christmas crackers special offer the day before Christmas Eve. Thinking these are going to be good. They come with a little miniature of one of the little chocolate. So it's like mint chocolate liqueur, cream liqueur or whatever. So I was dead excited thinking, God, these crackers cost me 12 quid. They should have been 20. It was made up. They even had an alarm sticker on them. That's how posh they were. And when we pull them, no fucking hats in them.
No hats?
No.
Well, they're probably seen as like peasant
only
behaviour.
Dogs ate that then.
People who shop in Hotel Chocolat probably look down on those.
But the whole point of the Christmas cracker, let's face it, is the hat.
The hat. You got to look like a dick, haven't you, for a bit?
And I was
joke's always
thinking,
shit.
the hats in this cracker is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm going, there's no hat. And my brother's going, yeah, but there's a 50 cl bottle of cream liqueur. Like, choose what you want most.
Well, I want a hat. I want a hat most. They should have, those crackers, they should have Rennies in them.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't buy any Rennies. I normally stock up on Rennies before Christmas, and I didn't buy any. And just talking about them now, I'm getting a little bit of heartburn.
Yeah.
I think it's muscle memory.
Just like a little shot of morphine so you can just sleep through the worst part.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a Rennie till about the 29th of December. So I had
That's
a few.
some going, that.
Oh, I know. I had some really, really tough times I was going through. Just
29th? You didn't need to have one, or you just...
I needed one earlier, but I didn't have any. So, and we were at my wife's mum's, so I couldn't go to any shops anywhere. But I bought a big box now, and I reckon I'll be on them till about the 10th of January.
Is it a big bottle like in a hamster cage, but like a big bottle of Gaviscon with a little pipe? So you're in bed and you just go...
Well, like the morphine shots you get in hospital where you can press the button after 10 minutes and you just get a little shot of Gaviscon.
Yeah.
That would be really, really good. Because today's my first day of... I'm trying to do this thing for January. I'm calling it... There's a Japanese word, and I can't remember the Japanese word, but it's something like kuchabushi or something. But the translation is lonely mouth, and it means that kind of eating that you do when you just got a bit of a lonely mouth and you just want to put something in your mouth.
That sounds like...
It could be a sexual...
like bukkake.
Yeah.
If the Japanese you're talking about means lonely mouth, I'm sure it always sounds dead like... It
sounds exotic, but it could just be absolute filth.
Could be absolute filth.
Bukkake I'm doing in February. January's all about snow snacks.
Yeah. Bukkake February. let's all get on board.
So join a queue, everyone. I'm ready. Well, I will be when I've lost a few pounds, but I'm just doing it to feel good. But anyway, we've talked about this before, but that last hurrah before you start healthy eating.
And last fandango.
Oh, you call it the last fandango?
How many last fandangos have you had in your life?
In my life, probably 1,000. And a lot of time I don't start the diet to the next last hurrah. Just start the next day. So I just constantly just end up, eating more food than ever. So last night was me and Rachel's last hurrah, and it was like, we're doing this. So we got a massive takeaway, and it was disgusting, the amount of food we got. And I tell you this, without going into graphic detail, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and went for a poo that I don't ever want to have to do again. And it was just the kind of moment when you're thinking, I've got to sort myself out here.
Donkey.
This is not right. It felt like the entire Christmas of 2020 was coming out my bum. So, yeah. That's
the bad side. No one talks about that side of Christmas, do they?
No. Oh God, yeah! Imagine working.
The amount of shite.
Imagine working in the sewage industry around this time of year.
They must be like on high alert, mustn't they?
They must think we're gonna have to find more rivers to pump this shit into here.
The National Grid has to be aware, like in half time, and like the World Cup final, if England are playing, they're like, right, we're gonna have to like put the big switch on for this one, lads. Everyone's gonna make a cup of tea in these adverts.
It's like bonfire night for the fire brigade, isn't it? You gotta have all your best men ready.
Christmas night from like 9 o'clock until 9 o'clock the next day. The people in the National Sewage office are just like, we can't go back.
Yeah, they're getting all sorts of people in. Like they get loads of students to be extra postmen. Well, they used to, didn't they, before Amazon? Yeah. And they're just there. That'd be a horrible.
Casual sewage staff.
Casual sewage staff required.
Hey, listen, we're really lowering the tone of all, like bukkake.
Yeah.
Shitting.
Can I talk about something slightly nicer then?
Yeah.
Just before we get on to our subject this week. I miss my Amazon guy. My Amazon delivery guy. I miss him. Because I was seeing him twice a day for about 3 weeks. And I haven't seen him now in about 10 days. And I just hope he's all right.
I'm glad ours has got the day off.
I'm glad he's got
a bit of time off.
I hope he's got a day off. I just wish he could spend his day off with me. We could frolic through some fields together.
Well, I missed the postman to tip him. And I missed the window man. So I've got to wait for him to come. But I saw the bin men as they went past. And I thought, I'll run out now. So I ran upstairs, got some money, got my key, threw my shoes on, went outside. And by the time I got outside our door, the bin wagon was about, I don't know, a step far away. So instead of just going, I'll catch them next time, didn't I do the heroic thing and I jogged right up the street to catch them? And I gave the bin man some money and he was just like, thanks. And I was like, I really appreciate that. I was like, none of the other bin men have seen me give you this money, so they might not find out that I've... So but that's not why you do it, is it?
That's not why you do it. You don't do it to be seen.
But I wanted them to... I hope they shared it.
They'll
share it, won't they?
What do you give a bin man in this day and age?
I gave him 20 quid.
That's nice. That's really generous. I saw the bin man outside our house, and one of them had a Father Christmas hat on and a beard, and he was shouting ho ho ho. I mean, it might have been the real Father Christmas. Who knows?
Yeah.
It was after Christmas.
Times are hard.
So we've all had to retrain in the middle of COVID, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I did think I should go and give him some money, but I was in my underpants, and I thought he'd probably rather not have that image in his head. And I would have had to run down the street after him in my flip-flops. Like,
Flip-flops and your undies, waving £20. They're like, oh, there's Sam again.
The big Christmas guts swinging from here to thither.
There's Sam again trying to give people £20 in his undies.
Yeah, that Christmas tradition. Come on, kids, join along. So it's the new year, and we're going to fix something topical this week, aren't we?
Fixing New Year, guys.
Fixing New Year. So why don't we start off with New Year's Eve? Are you a New Year's Eve kind of gal?
I am against any. I know I'm a miserable bitch. I'm not bothered. I am against any kind of forced fun. New Year's Eve is forced fun in my eyes.
Yeah.
However, I did have fun this New Year.
Was it unforced?
Well, no, I was in our local. The landlady who's recently took over had left it too late to get somebody to perform on New Year's Eve, or she'd left it too late to get a karaoke person, and she's quite shy herself, so that was no go. And I just said, look, I'm going to be there anyway. I don't mind hosting the karaoke.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And she went, okay. So she just paid me in Prosecco. And
that must have cost her a lot.
And it was a laugh. It was great. But when you're a little bit drunk and you go, oh, well, I'll be here anyway. I'll do it. I'll host the karaoke. I've never hosted karaoke in my life. I'm not a natural chanteuse. And when you've had a few drinks and you're on the karaoke and you think that you sound boss, and you pick all like your easy songs. So I was like, but to open the karaoke, because you've got to sing the first song.
When everyone's like cold.
Oh my, I was shaking
were you
like
sober?
a shitting dog. Yeah, I was sober. Oh. I sung one song.
What did you sing?
Take Your Mama Out Tonight by the Scissor Sisters. But the worst part about it is, right, so everyone does this. When you're in your car and you're having a car concert, you are the star of your concert.
All the time.
And everybody loves your work.
Yeah.
So I've sung this in my car numerous times, singing along with it. It's a good one to like get people in the mood. Yeah. So I sung it, but you know that bit where it goes, do it, take your mama out all night.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try and do that sober without the mistaken, pomposity of having the drink that you need to be able to carry that song off.
Or to have the accompaniment of the original artist.
Holy
underneath.
Shit, man. It was, and I could see people who, not even people who were regulars in the pub, who didn't know me from Adam. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And I did it, and I couldn't, that bit was so high, and they were watching me, and I was like, I know what you're looking at. I stopped mid-song, and I was like, I can tell why you're looking at me, and I hope it gets better too.
Is that what you said?
So then I went to the bar, and I had a bottle of Beck's and 2 Jaeger bombs, and then I come back, and it was like, I can understand why people do like hard drugs to perform at a level regularly, because you'd have to.
Because once you get into that zone, and sometimes the Jaeger bomb does that to you.
Like being in a rock band, I would say hard drugs are a prerequisite.
I think you'd have
to keep up that level of energy and not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Because having a cup of tea before you go out and going first balls deep into Scissor Sisters, it's not a good idea.
It's not right, is it? Well, do you remember when the singer from Keane said he was quitting cocaine, and everyone was like, "You're quitting cocaine? You as shit as it was. Like, don't quit the drugs. You were terrible anyway. How boring are you going to be now?" But good on you for recognising that it wasn't going how you wanted it to go.
Somewhere only we know. That was written while he was on cocaine.
While he was on cocaine. Yeah, Jesus Christ! Imagine if he. That's a bold first song though. Take Your Mama Out Tonight.
I just feel like I owed it to the audience.
I owed it to my audience.
I was like, if I expect you to make a show of yourselves, I've got to make a show of myself too.
That's true. Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect anyone to do something I wouldn't do myself.
How many songs did you sing in the whole night then?
Oh, about 5.
Oh, that's not too bad.
But there was like loads of people singing.
Right.
Everybody, it's good in my local. Everybody gets up on the karaoke.
That's
and
good.
And it's nobody sings the same song. Sometimes me and Chris, I think I've told this story where me and Crystal used to go to the karaoke on a Friday after work, and it got to the point where we'd walk into the pub And the karaoke fella would go, all right, Kate, all right, Crystal. And we'd be like, we need to start doing something different on a Friday. And then, but when we got there, it was always before everybody else got there. It was quite early because we like peak early and then have to go home. But we picked this game, it was called Karaoke Roulette. So the DJ was in on it, where we'd go up and pick songs for each other. But you know, when they have like the ticker tape across the top of the screen going,
Yeah.
next up is Kate with la la la. So we'd go, don't put the ticker tape on because she doesn't know what I'm picking for her.
Oh, right.
And it was a great and entertaining game. And then then the DJ was like, are we playing tonight? I was just like,
Got to find someone else to go on a Friday.
but anyway, that was fun. I did enjoy New Year's Eve, but I don't enjoy when midnight strikes and
No.
you're expected to like kiss and hug people.
No.
Which, you know, COVID has saved us from that.
Yeah. I've not been out on New Year's Eve, like out for probably, I don't know, 10, 12, 13 years now. I remember I used to go to this club in Liverpool every year and just get absolutely smashed.
Which
and
one? Crazy House?
Shibuku,
Oh.
which was like a sort of like funky
That sounds
house
like another
night.
one of those Japanese words
Does,
that you're so
yeah,
fond of.
yeah,
And
Shibuku.
I'm doing Shibuku this month.
I'm doing Shibuku all over the place. Mainly in car parks around the northwest. So
Well,
yeah,
I used to hear Shibuku and think, I bet that's a really cool place to go to.
it was great, and it was always cheap on New Year's Eve because they just had the resident DJs in. They didn't have any big like stars.
What kind of
in.
music did they
Like funky house, you know, so it was like house music, yeah.
Funky.
Funky house,
Hey, funky
yeah.
house.
Funky house. I know it sounds really stupid when you said it out loud, but it was. But I remember going out. This is years ago. So hang on, probably about 2007 was probably the last time I went out, and I used to go to this club years before that, and I was like, I felt like I was, you know, knew everyone in there, and it was. And then I went for a ciggy in 2007, and I came back in, and my glasses had steamed up. So I was stood on the dance floor trying to unsteam my glasses, and I was just thinking, I'm too old for this place now.
Yeah.
Everyone's going mad around me with glow sticks, and I'm just going, yeah, just a bit more, and I'll be able to see. Oh. Anyone got any woodbines? So yeah, but I mean, I've worked on New Year's Eve quite a lot.
Yeah.
Doing stand up, which again, I never used to want to work on New Year's Eve, but now I'm quite happy to because they tend to be quite nice audiences on New Year's Eve. No one's too smashed.
Anyone who wants to go and see comedy on New Year's Eve
Yeah.
is not the type of person who really wants to get smashed on New Year's Eve.
No, not at all. Although I was in Nantwich this New Year's Eve and there was a group of girls.
I thought you were going to say Nam. Then I was like, oh my God.
I've been
Glad
to
you were at it.
Nantwich. You wouldn't know, man. You weren't there.
You weren't there.
But there was a group of girls who nearly got kicked out right at the start of the show because they were absolutely smashed. And apparently the bouncer just said, don't make this the shortest New Year's Eve out you've ever had because there is literally fucking nowhere else to go in Nantwich.
That sounded like a proper threat, though.
A proper threat.
Don't make
Yeah.
this your last New
Yeah,
Year's
like
Eve.
he's going to kill them.
Bitches.
Maybe that's... But anyway, they quietened down and settled down. So whatever he did, it was the right thing. But I did used to enjoy going out New Year's Eve and, you know, making a big night of it. But it is just a load of bollocks. I just used to treat it as like a normal...
I prefer house parties on New Year's Eve.
They're good,
But
yeah.
nobody has them anymore, really.
Nobody's allowed to have people around their house at the moment, are they?
No.
I suppose they are.
My friend Faye threw the best New Year's parties, and she was like the hostess with the mostest. And at midnight, she'd have a tray of fizz on the sideboard in the hall, and she'd give us all a piece of coal and a coin to go outside and sing Old Lang Syne so we could bring it back in with us
That's
as like a
nice.
tradition. And then we'd all have our little glass of fizz, and she'd have a long frock on, and we'd all just be like, "This is the best New Year's party ever."
That sounds very classy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whereas
it was lovely. We used to have a lovely time.
I spent a lot of my New Year's Eves just absolutely just smashed beyond belief, just like wandering around or dressed up. I used to do fancy dress on New Year's Eve quite a lot. Elvis, I dressed up as one year. And then it got to like, must have been late on the 1st of January. I was still up at a party, still dressed as Elvis. It's like
No one else dressed up.
no one else dressed up, just me going, oh, yeah, stop
Nobody
soon.
really has fancy dresses anymore, do they?
Not like they used to. Maybe it's just that we don't really go out or go to parties anymore. Maybe let us know if you're watching. Do you still do?
So do you like New Year's Eve then?
Not really. I like New Year's Day now. I do because I like the kind of the fresh beginnings of a year and like anything could happen that year, couldn't it?
You know
Anything.
what? Loads of people hate January, and I love January. It's my favourite month.
Is it your favourite month?
Yeah, because I go, it's just a absolutely, this year's, it's a new year.
It's great, isn't it?
You know, it generally turns out to be a shit show.
It always does.
But
But at this point, we don't know.
the optimism's there.
We don't know. Yeah, and that's I'm an Everton fan, and you go the game with the hope that something might get better, and that's what January is every year. It's like this year, I say to Rachel, this year it's going to be our year. I don't know what that means. It just means nothing, does it? But it's just a fucking stupid thing to say. But I like that, you know, endless possibilities, new beginnings. You can, you know, make plans for the year. You can think, right, what am I going to achieve this year? I do think New Year's resolutions are a load of bollocks, but it's a good time to take stock in it and think about what you're going to do that year.
Have you ever stuck to a New Year's resolution?
I don't think I ever have. No. In fact, no. Because I've always had ones like, I'm gonna, maybe if it's like, I'm going to join the gym. I've done that because that's just filling out a form. But if it's been like a lifestyle change, I don't think I've ever stuck to it.
No one does.
I don't think I've ever really made any bold ones, to be honest.
And the worst thing is in January, you go, right, I'm going to go to the gym all the time now. And you start going and you realise everyone else is at this end. You can't get on a treadmill and you're sort of like,
it's
well,
shocking.
at least I tried. It's too busy.
I
Go home and eat cake.
I failed. That's this year fucked as well. Yeah. Have you ever made any, or have you made any this year?
Not resolutions. I don't know. I'm not going to drink wine in the house.
That's very specific.
Well, I'm not doing dry January because I don't buy into it, but I'm not drinking wine in the house.
I can drink gin in bed, but I can't drink wine in the house.
Unless I've got company.
Oh, right. Okay.
Unless there's like people around and I'm socialising, I'm not going to be drinking wine in the house.
In the house. So
that's one of them.
Kate's going to be spending January in the garden, ladies and gentlemen.
And anyone who follows our social media output will know that we need to pull our finger out a bit. And this is mainly because I leave it all to Sam. So that's another of my my resolutions is to be a bit more productive with Fix the World podcast. Because we want to get our followers up, don't we?
You leave it all to me and I don't do fuck all either. So what a team.
Unfortunately, Sam is stuck with the problem that I am technically stupid as fuck.
I think everyone is though, aren't they? It's just... Stuff is quite easy to get your head around. It's just about, yeah.
I'm good at untangling wires.
Oh, yeah. No one uses wires anymore, so that's pointless as well. Everything's wireless.
See? I try as I might.
There we go.
Try as I might.
Another year.
Another year. I said I'd help more with the podcast. I said I'd untangle some wires, get it thrown in my face. You might be tuning into the last ever episodes of Fix the World.
I said to Kate, can you do more social media? She just sent me a SCART lead in the post. Don't even know what it is.
All neatly coiled. A neatly coiled SCART lead.
Wow. Yeah, I've got one New Year's resolution this year. It is I'm going to do yoga once a week. Once
a week?
No, I'm going to do it once a week.
You should do it more than once a week if you're going to do it.
I know, but I just feel like if I say I'm going to do it every day, I'm never going to do that. If I say I'm going to do it once a week, there's a good chance I'm not going to do that. But if I can just do it every couple of weeks, that would be... Because my back, it's all for my body. It's not really for my head. I know yoga's really good at like calming you down and stuff. But I just feel like my back and my hips, I'm just getting old. I feel
Getting old, creaking.
Yeah.
Making noises when you put your undies on.
And take them off. But they're more excitement noises because I'm chasing the bin men.
Chasing the bin
I've got your tip here. Not what you think.
They're like, we came last Tuesday. We just got them on.
So, but I think I can stick to that. I got a present for Christmas, which is an acupuncture mat off Rachel, which is all these spikes, and it looks really uncomfortable. It looks a bit like a medieval
How big is
device. It's like a yoga mat. In fact, I thought it was a yoga mat, but it's filled with these spikes that are about...
Metal spikes?
No, they're like hard plastic. And you lie on it, and it's meant to be agony for a bit, but then really nice. So I'm going to try that out.
Oh, it's going to get you for your birthday, some hot coals to walk over.
Yeah. Sword swallowing lessons off Groupon.
She's there every day, making you mentally tougher. Because one day you'll have teenagers and you need to be.
I need to be ready.
You need to be ready for that.
I'm just a project for her, basically. So I'm going to do that. I'm all into the self-improvement thing. I think since I hit 40, it's like, what can I do to just make myself not feel better, feel less worse?
Less worse.
That's bad grammar, isn't it?
No, but that is an achievable goal. To try and feel less worse.
That would be a great New Year's.
That could be one of our slogans.
Plan.
Fix the world, making you feel less worse.
That's good though, isn't it? Because feeling better sounds quite pompous and unrealistic, but to feel less shit or less worse.
I think my one of mine is to just feel and be fitter. I mean, not fitter because, you know, I mean like physically fitter. I want to be able to, I think I want to like try and do a long run.
Okay.
Like
How long?
maybe, I mean, this, I might sound like an arsehole here, but 10k is probably my limit.
10k is quite far.
Because I'm not one of these people who thinks I'm going to run a marathon this year because I haven't got a marathon in me. Not since that time once. They were called marathons in those days, not Snickers.
By the time they got it out, it was a Snickers though.
Yeah. It was like a miniature hero celebration size.
10k is good. 10k is roughly the distance from where we leave in Liverpool to where we record the podcast.
That's not 10k.
Well, 10k is about 7 miles, is it?
Well, I couldn't run from where we left to here.
Maybe it's a bit further.
Being a bit dangerous on the motorway and the bridge, the Mersey Gateway.
Would you have to pay the toll? Would you? I could sort of.
And my coil might set it off.
Just all the speed.
What's the registration number of my coil, doctor?
Number one, you were a pioneer. That's a good target, though. You could build up to that over the year, couldn't you?
Well, no, the goal is for February. My friends asked me to do a run with them in February.
That's soon.
Yeah, so need to stop eating shite and drinking shite and get on board with it, don't I?
How far? What's the furthest you've run?
Probably 5k.
5k. All right. So you can wait to that.
I can probably currently run about 3 without stopping.
Yeah,
but that's not far enough.
No, not for a 10k. But yeah, you can build up. It's all about building up, innit? It's all about. I do think that's the thing about January. You think, okay, what do I want to achieve this year? And you can think of whatever it is, whether it's physical fitness or some kind of career thing. And then you think, well, do I want to achieve that in the first week of January? No, of course don't, because that's not realistic. Do I want to achieve that by the end of December? Yeah, because you could achieve anything in a year, couldn't you?
You could.
And then it gets to March and you haven't started and you think, okay, it's going to be a bit more difficult. And then it's bonfire night and you still haven't started and you think, okay, I'll start again next year.
Yeah.
You know, but then again in January you feel
I did intend to be able to run 10k. Now I'm just happy to get a pair of elasticated kicks on.
I am very snug in all of my clothes at the moment, and I feel like I need to throw a load of old clothes out, but I'm going to wait till I can try and lose a bit of weight so I can have a bit more realistic idea.
Don't throw anything out unless you haven't worn it for over a year.
And then get rid.
Yeah. If you pick something up and go, I haven't worn that in 12 months.
Yeah.
Let it go. And I shouldn't be giving that advice because I can't do that. I am a hoarder of clothes.
I have got so many clothes that they just need to be binned.
My son's girlfriend was watching me clear out my wardrobe and I was looking at stuff and going, I better keep that. And she was like, no, you don't throw it out at the show. And I was like, no, but it might come back in fashion.
You never know.
And she was going, no, Kate, it won't. And I was like, well, I'm not throwing it out. She went, oh, I'll wait till you're out the room and I'll throw it out. And I was like, maybe I need that kind of intervention.
Yeah, I think we all need that, don't we? We try and have a purge every January in our house. We call it the purge. And we basically do a room at a time and just throw out anything that's not unnecessary. And it works a dream until about
So you get to
March.
the kids' bedroom and you're like, oh, we can't really throw them out.
No. The kids have to stay.
Probably cruel if we do that.
And the bins are full because it's after Christmas.
I've said I'm not buying any crisps and biscuits after from my next shop. Everything that we've got there will get eaten, but
yeah,
after that
makes
no
sense.
more.
Yeah, you got to draw a line somewhere, haven't you?
I just didn't end up eating more bread though. So who's it good for ultimately?
The man.
Is it not better to have a chocolate digestive rather than a piece of toast?
I don't know what would be better or worse, but it depends if it's white bread or brown bread, or whether you're putting Nutella on the bread.
Whether you got butter and Nutella and peanut butter, so it tastes like a Snicker on a piece of bread.
Whether you're making a chocolate digestive sandwich, which doesn't sound that disgusting to me right now because I'm so hungry. Because my calorie count is just, I don't know.
As well, they put World's Strongest Men on New Year's Day.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. That was always New Year's Day, wasn't it?
But it also, they made you feel better about yourself because you think, like, look at the gut on them and they're strong.
They were fat, weren't they?
Yeah.
That was when strong men could be fat as well. I think nowadays they're all all these MMA fighters, they all look quite slim and in shape.
But the gym where I go to do my PTs is a strongman gym, and they're a different kind of gym because they are just men and women who they don't want to be like thin. They just want to be strong. That is their goal, and that is impressive. And like there's in the back of the gym, I don't know if I told you this. There's like an old Ford Fiesta with no engine in, and that's sometimes they lift that.
That's the goal, to lift the Fiesta. Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
And I'm there with 2 5-kilo dumbbells going, can't do it. Like pathetic.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's just, if you can do something that makes you feel, I think if you can get to a point where you do something and you think, I couldn't have done that 3 months ago, you feel good, don't you?
Yeah.
You feel like you've achieved something.
I know.
Whatever it is, whether it's, I couldn't have eaten that much food this time last month.
I could never have drank 3 bottles of Prosecco in 2 hours. Well, look at me now, Mom.
Look at me now, Mama.
I'm doing it.
I'm dancing, Mama. I'm dancing.
Yeah. So we've all got, if we can achieve that kind of level of success. Sam and his mate did a marathon a couple of years ago, and they barely did any training. And they're both fit lads, but they didn't train half as much as they probably should have. And when we went to watch them, we went stood at the finish line, and we're there, and time was moving on, and there was like one-legged vegans hopping past, and it was like the Chester 90-plus-year-old running club. They all went past, and like everybody who should have come behind them was coming past, and me and his girlfriend Robin are looking at each other going, "Where are they? I'm worried now." And like they did it in 4 hours, which was really good.
That is a good time.
But then I'm going, how does like one-legged vegans beat you? What's going on? This is what you get for not training. Like I'm his trainer.
You're Mickey off Rocky. Yeah, it's funny. It's so easy to criticize from the sidelines.
I couldn't do a marathon.
I did a half marathon once, and I was 23, and I just got back from a week in Ibiza, so I was very weak. And
how long did it take you?
It took me an hour and 45 minutes.
That's really good.
Yeah, because I was 23.
Oh my God.
Barely trained. I was 20. That's the thing. When you're 23, you don't realise how fucking great shape you're in. How
some
good
people
you
just
look.
Some people just have it in them, don't they, like to be able to run?
Do you know what though? When it was at Sefton Park, the big park in Liverpool, I got a taxi there because I lived in town at the time. Got the taxi there, and then I had to find the starting line. And I said to this guy, "Where's the starting line for the half marathon?" He went, "I was to the other side of the park." So I sprinted across the park, which is about 1.5 miles.
So really, is it more than a half
Got to the starting line, and they went, "Go!" I was like, "Rah!"
"Oh my God!"
So I did, I probably could have won.
It's all right, my feet there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's all right.
How would you fix New Year anyway?
I think I would fix New Year by you know what? For the dogs, I'd ban fireworks.
For the dogs. This one's for the dogs.
This one's for the dogs.
The fireworks are terrible by ours. It's like being in Basra.
Yeah.
Or a more topical reference for war. It's really, really loud. It's all the neighbours, I think they're competing with each other.
Yeah, that's the thing. Some people now go out and buy them big, huge fireworks. God, I couldn't remember the word for fireworks and haven't just said it literally 2.5 minutes ago. I think I'd ban New Year's resolutions. I'd ban the pressure of New Year. I'd ban that.
Yeah.
Unless my New Year's resolution could be to ban Christmas henceforth.
New Year is binned off. I always wonder what it would be like if Earth was a different planet where the year was much shorter, whether such emphasis would be placed on New Year's Eve. Like, if you live
it's just an arbitrary day that someone once, many thousands of years ago, decided was the first day of the new year.
Yeah.
Someone clever, obviously, who kept an eye on the sun and the moon and that, albeit.
But that could be the 27th of June.
Why is it up to them? Why can't I have New Year's Eve
whenever you want?
Next week?
New Year's Eve's a state of mind, isn't it? You could argue.
You could.
It's whenever you want to have it in your head. But I don't know. I would fix it. The fireworks one's a good one. I think
I'd ban old men in the pub from coming to try and neck you, and then you get old man spit on your face, and that you can feel it drying.
Well, it is a bit disgusting, the fact that you feel obliged to kiss someone just because it's New Year's Eve. It doesn't have to be, tongues and that.
You don't have to do tongues, but sometimes you feel obliged, don't you?
Sometimes you've had a baby sham.
Sometimes you feel obliged to power neck 85-year-old Reg because he's there and it might be his last.
He's just lost his wife. I had to.
That's Reg's last Fandango.
Feasting on your
He's
face.
there at 5 to 12. Better take me teeth out.
Nasty. But yeah, New Year's resolutions, make them realistic. That's what I'd say. Or maybe make one rather than, some people have lists of them, don't they? I'm only going to do this, I'm going to do that. Just like keep it simple. Keep.
We're not being
simple.
very inspirational, I don't think.
That's not what we're here to do.
We're like, if you're going to do it, no, it's one of them. If you're going to have a New Year's resolution, have one. Resolve to go to the moon, have a good one. Don't have one where, I'm going to give up wheat. That's boring.
I'm gonna start smoking. That's realistic, isn't it? You can do that. I'm gonna.
I think have a really good, a really one that's going to be really hard to keep to, or really hard to achieve. Don't have the boring ones.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
So let us know if you've got any New Year's resolutions that are frankly ridiculous.
My New Year's resolution, I've just thought of a new one: not to die of diabetes 2 or fatty tissue on my liver from too much indulgence.
You make diabetes 2 sound like a sequel.
Yeah.
Like that coming soon this January.
The Revenge.
Diabetes 2.
I know you're supposed to call it type 2 diabetes, but I prefer calling it diabetes 2.
This time it's self-inflicted. Yeah, because diabetes 1.
This time you don't have to pay for your prescriptions.
Diabetes 1 is just is anyone can get it.
You're born with it, aren't
Diabetes
you?
2,
Yeah, you can just. Diabetes 2 is like influenced by your diet and your life choices.
Yeah.
So
there's more.
They're my people.
Yeah.
That's who my tribe are.
That's why I want to hang
the
around
people
with a buffet.
Who drink and eat so much that it changes their physiology to the extent that it will inevitably kill them. Jump on my train, guys.
That's commitment to the.
Just watch your amputee legs.
Oh yeah, and maybe stop smoking as well. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. I hope we've made it a good one for you. Even though we've talked about Sam's journey into Japanese words that we don't really know the true meaning to.
I'll get back to you on this. If I'm not here next
week. If anyone does know the Japanese term for lonely mouth, please enlighten us.
Or the
Send
opposite,
videos.
The opposite of lonely mouth, party mouth. I think that's what bukkake is.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. But I'm just, putting two and two together and coming up with filth.
Bukkake is party mouth.
I don't know. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Probably does mean that.
Party my mouth and everyone's invited.
Yeah.
So please RSVP to my party mouth invitation and we will be back next week.
#party mouth.
With another episode. Until then, see you soon.
Bye.